Rajago from the chat right here wants to know when or if the Long Island Retro video is coming out. I don't know. I'm waiting to find out about that myself. When I get it, we will send it. We will put it up. It's not like I have it and I'm keeping it from you because I'm doing other stuff. I just don't have it yet. Adam writes in and he asks, what kind of game do you think would get delisted or deleted by a company faster than Concord? I don't have an answer for this, but I just thought it was interesting that the Suicide Squad game is still hanging in there. Like, I don't even think it's had a sale yet. And if you look at like the Steam database thing, there's 73 people playing it right now on Steam.
That's more than I would have thought.
73?
It's more than I would have thought.
It's all
I think
time.
I think it had a pretty big sale on Xbox.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's still full price on Steam.
I remember seeing it. I don't know if it got down to $20. It might have been.
No, it did.
It got down to $20. Okay.
It did get down.
Yeah, it got down to $20. I'm like, still
Okay.
good.
I'm surprised. Like, when is that going to come down? That obviously has lost a lot of money. It has no chance of ever making it back.
I think the problem is because it's already been released for like a Warner Brothers. I don't think they can pull it. And at this point, I don't think they could pull it and recoup the costs on.
Well, they'd have to give refunds
end.
for everyone, right?
Yeah, they'd have to issue refunds for everybody, and at this point, it's probably too late.
But they could stop making new content for it.
I think they have.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you're the expert. You finished it.
I never even got the Joker. The biggest problem, one of the biggest mistakes they made with that game wasn't just the game itself, which the game itself wasn't terrible.
Right.
The game itself
I think you're right on the money.
Yeah, I wouldn't backtrack.
I think you're right on the money. Yeah.
It's that then they were like, and we're going to release free characters. And then they released the Joker. And the hoops you had to go through to unlock the Joker, it would take like another 20 hours to get the Joker. And no one's going to do that. No one did it.
They should have been like, thank you for even considering like trying to unlock the Joker. How about you just do this fun, quick little thing and then you can get it. And then maybe you'll even play the game more and maybe buy Joker's
They
skins.
literally did the opposite. And they were like, we're going to make it incredibly difficult to unlock the Joker. But if you want the Joker now, $20.
Right.
Yeah. They got greedy in a way that was laughably stupid.
Which is a big problem for all these companies. In fact, Blooper in the chat asks, why do companies continue to make the same games? Nintendo hasn't made any of these types of games, and they're more successful than everyone else. I think what happens is these companies, they see dollar signs.
Hold on a second. Why do all of these companies continue to make the same games? Nintendo doesn't do that.
I think
Nintendo does is make the same games.
Right.
They just make the same Nintendo games.
Correct.
So they don't have to make other people's same games.
Correct.
That's why Nintendo is so successful, because Nintendo has their games and they'll just continue to make the same games.
Well, but other gaming companies have been doing the same thing for a while too, right? They're just sort of remaking the same stuff. But now they're trying to go after these games that can have like these crazy returns, right? Like that was the point of the Suicide Squad game. It's like, oh, we can make this a games of service and maybe really make,
because they don't have a Warner Brothers wants to do that because Warner Brothers doesn't have a console. They don't have a corner. They're not Nintendo. They're not Nintendo.
They think
Nintendo doesn't need to do that because Nintendo is Nintendo.
They can grind it out by just putting out their character games that cost like them relative to these other games nothing to make,
and
basically.
Toys
and all the other stuff,
merchandise, and they don't need to do that. They could do it in other ways. They can sell amiibos and action figures
But even these other companies are not looking for like the traditional dollar, right? They're not normally be like, oh, if we can sell 5 million copies of the game, 10 million copies of the game, that's going to be amazing. We're going to make so much money, but that's not good enough anymore. Now it's like, we need people to play this game forever.
Yeah, right. That's the difference.
We need to play it. They're going to be playing it forever, and also give us $10 to $20 a month while they're playing it forever.
Because the problem is that there's the people that are going to play a game forever are already playing their game forever, and it's really hard to get someone away from the game that they've been playing for. But it's not as hard to get someone who's been playing the same game forever to take a break and play something else
that has a start and a finish.
That has
I think Nintendo has they switched that though, and they have it. People are going to buy this game forever, right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Every iteration of the game.
Every iteration of the game. Everybody that buys a console, here's your Mario Kart, right? Like,
yep.
Everybody's going to buy the Mario Kart for like 10 years.
And you're going to take a break from Fortnite to play Mario Kart when your friends come over.
Right. But at the same time, like they don't oversaturate that, right? Like they make their games, but it's like, okay, like every 3 years you're going to get like a Mario game, or like the other companies, like we've had one Halo game this entire generation, right? Like,
which is bananas.
We haven't had a Gears of War this generation.
Bananas. There hasn't even been a Fable.
There's not a Fable. Like, and it's the same on the Sony side too. Like we've had one God of War this generation, right? Like one God of War, Uncharted's gone. We've had like
two Horizons.
It just takes too long to make those games now. If it's going to take 5 years to make that game, you can really only get one per cycle.
But can't you downscope it to like only be like that game that needs to be alive for until the next one comes out?
Sure.
Like that's where they get the greediness comes in. Of like, hey, if you put out a new Halo that is just like meant to be Halo for 2 years, you're going to get everybody to buy it.
Right.
They might not stick with it for that, like for eternity, but you're going to get everybody to buy it.
They may play it for a good month and then go back to Fortnite, but you got your month. Get your month. That should be the motto at these. Get your month. Even that, Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game of that year. Yeah. It outsold everything. And that was a year where, that was peak Fortnite, peak Warzone, and peak, all of the Apex and peak Destiny. All those games were firing on all cylinders. But there was still room for, Elden Ring. These games that are that are good, these single player games, these Elden Rings will find a way if the games are good and if they're made and if they're not chasing something that already exists. It's not chasing the tail. It's not like, oh, we're going to release the new Fortnite when no one wants a new Fortnite because there already is a Fortnite. That's just fine. Don't make the new version of something that's already, Fortnite on an average weeknight, a school night, has 700 to 1 million concurrent players, 700,000 to 1 million concurrent players.
Those people aren't looking to learn a new competitive shooter that has like 30 different characters with all different abilities and shit.
Those numbers are insane numbers. And I'm not, I'm aware of that when I turn that game on. I'm like, the amount of people playing this right now is not normal. It's a lot of people.
Right. And that unfortunately, these executives think that like, oh, well, if Fortnite can do it, then we can have at least like a fraction of that success. Like, probably not. Not likely. Just make a regular game and have like a normal success. If you're lucky, sell 10 million copies and be really happy.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. I mean, it's not just video games. I mean, it's the same argument with the streaming wars and as well. This isn't the only industry where that's happening. You look at something like streaming and everyone is chasing the YouTube dragon. They think they're gonna get the viewership because YouTube is considered a streamer. When you look at streaming revenue and streaming numbers, and it's like, oh, streaming is 75% of what people are watching. But what they don't tell you is that of that 75%, 65% of those viewers are YouTube viewers only, and they're not paying anything.
And they're watching 60-second clips about.
And they're watching, And Apple is spending, billions, and their viewership is less than 1% or something crazy like that.
And the crazy thing is, those shows that Apple's putting out are really good. And I don't think people are people are watching the soccer one, but I feel like all these other shows, like, you don't even know about them. Like, there's so, like Foundation, Silo, like these shows look like they cost a fucking $1 billion to make, and nobody's watching them. And it's like, they're gonna stop making them, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And then in games, it's the game, these legacy games, and people are keep playing them. Whether it be Zogtree mentions Minecraft, he also mentioned Roblox, Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite, Warzone. These games just keep, even Destiny. People just keep playing them.
Well, we got the Assassin's Creed Samurai game coming out, right? This fall? Isn't that a traditional? It's a traditional game.
I will ask for that. I hope they send it. I hope, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
My
ask
problem
it for me too.
Okay.
Tell them that my wife is Japanese.
My issue with that is, and I've said this before, and this is a me thing. This is not.
You don't believe that there was ever a black samurai? I know you told me that. Like,
this is not not commentary on the genre as a whole. It's just my personal beliefs. I find samurais boring.
Oh, you should watch Shogun on Hulu. It wasn't boring.
I find them boring. There's just something about samurais that I'm like, I don't get it.
You don't like disembowelment? Come on, that's so cool.
I maybe it's the silly costumes. I don't know.
Silly? Those are cool. And the sword, and it goes ching. Ching.
I don't know. And I know that it's probably offensive to call them silly. So I apologize.
Yeah, it's racist, dude.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
you said that Yasuke is a slave and not a samurai. Is what you told me before the show.
I just am saying I just don't find samurais all that. Maybe this is the thing that turns me around. Maybe I'll play this.
Isn't there a ninja? There's a ninja side to this one or not?
There is a ninja. There is a ninja side too. I like ninjas. I don't love ninjas. It's just not my usual. I like Vikings more than samurais. That's just me.
And you like ninjas more than samurais too, right?
Yes, it's definitely. But I would say it might be samurais, ninjas, Vikings.
Samurai, ninjas, Vikings. Okay. Well, you already played the Viking one.
Yeah, I'm saying I really liked the Viking. Yeah, Viking one was good.
I don't know. Move over. Try this one. See how you like it.
I may put Native American stuff above Vikings.
Did they make that game yet? They made that game, right? Or no?
No,
yes.
they did. But
yes, that was the American Revolution one.
They should do it again.
Was that a PSP game or something?
No.
That was a full
PS2,
PS2.
That was Assassin's Creed 3.
And you play a Native American in that?
I don't think the whole time.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
you
good.
start.
They should do that again.
You start like as a kid, right? Like a Native American kid. I remember I accidentally killed like George Washington.
Nice.
Stuck out.
They should do like They should do Assassin's Creed, like Django Unchained version of Assassin's Creed, where you're like a freed slave going to the South.
Oh my God! Imagine.
And post Civil War. That would be cool. Just
Russia.
freeing slaves and burning down plantations. I would play the crap out of that game.
Our Russian sponsored media is not going to like that.
That would be awesome. There you go. If you're listening, you can have that one free of charge. I just want a copy of that game.
Yep. Just make the protagonist's face completely square. It's a big square. Everybody else looks normal. He's just a square with eyes.